Welcome on board Icon of the Seas, the current largest passenger vessel afloat in 2024. This vessel is 250,800 gross registered tons with the ability to accommodate up to 7,600 guests and a length of 1,198 feet. We are starting on the Royal Promenade, the main hub of activity on board most Royal Caribbean ships. On Icon, you're going to find a lot of the classics like the Next Cruise Desk and the Crown and Anchor Society Desk. Here we have the Point and Feather Pub, which will have your acoustic guitarist nightly on board your cruise. On the left, you did see the Guest Relations Desk with an extended area behind the Pearl for enough guest services agents to handle the 7,600 passengers on board. Of course, we have the Pearl that leads up to the Pearl Cafe. The Pearl is an art installation by an art group called Breakfast. Here, of course, as we continue, we have Starbucks that is not going to be included with your drink packages. That will be an addition. We did just see the logo store. Here we also have Sorrento's. We have Spotlight Karaoke. We did pass the Prince and Green. Prince and Green is going to be a clothing store for you. And as we move forward onto deck 5, we'll pass Solera, which is going to be your perfume and your beauty supply store as well. We are now making our way to the far forward of the vessel. This is one of 2 of the elevator lobbies that Icon has. As you see, we did just pass the main theater. We will get back to that later, as well as the fitness center. We are now on deck 6. We are deck 6 forward. Yes, this is the second level of the Royal Promenade, very similar to the Oasis class, with having 2 levels of that promenade. Here we are entering the attic, which does appear on a few Oasis class vessels. And here, of course, on embarkation day will be the box office where you can reserve a lot of your shows and activities. Aside from that, it will be a comedy club as well throughout your voyage. We're making our way back out to the Royal Promenade. As you can see, we have here is actually another walkway to the Pearl Cafe. Instead of walking directly through the Pearl, there is an additional way to arrive at this cafe. Important thing to mention, the Pearl Cafe is included in the beverage packages, and it does brew Starbucks coffee. It is not a full licensed Starbucks store, but it does brew the coffee and it is included. On the side there, you have all of your included drinks that are all on tap now, and a gorgeous floor-to-ceiling window view of the ocean or the ports when you're at port, and ample seating area to have your morning coffee, play a board game, deck of cards, endless opportunities in the Pearl Cafe. And of course, we have a Royal Caribbean staple, Boleros, a Latin bar and nightclub. We are now making our way deck 6 aft. We are at the aft of the ship, so if you did continue through those hallways, you would find the main dining room, which you will see later in this tour. Moving forward, we now have, of course, another staple, the Schooner Bar. There's going to be acoustic guitarists, piano players, and singers throughout the night. In this bar, a little bit more of a chic design to it than in previous ships. And as we continue on to deck 6 midship, we have Giovanni's Italian Kitchen and Wine Bar. This is a specialty restaurant. This is a cover charge restaurant, and the fees do vary as well. Moving on more toward deck 6 aft. Of course, you're going to have live music on the promenade all throughout the night and on sea days, which is their area that you see to the left. And as we continue on back to the forward of deck 6, we have a newer, or the newest venue on board Royal Caribbean, which is the Dueling Pianos Bar. And this is exactly what it sounds like. There will be dueling pianists nightly throughout your voyage while on board Icon of the Seas. And again, that is one of the newest venues on board Royal Caribbean International. Alright, now we are making our way up to Deck 8 forward, which of course is going to be Central Park. Central Park did make its debut on Oasis of the Seas back in 2009 and returned on every Oasis class ship, and of course is a returning neighborhood back on board Icon of the Seas with a few adjustments. First, to start, again, we are at the forward of Deck 8. We have Izumi in the park. This is the first time Izumi is showing up in Central Park with a walk-up window as well. Of course, we have Chops Grill, the staple on board Royal Caribbean International. This is a restaurant that is a cover charge and is included with the Ultimate Dining plan. So again, this is a cover charge restaurant. This is a specialty restaurant. It is not included with your cruise fare unless you are in one of the highest level suites or have purchased the Ultimate Dining plan. As we move forward, we did just see the trellis bar that is a little bit larger and has a small bites menu. And then to the right, that passageway you saw actually goes directly down to the Pearl Cafe, so you do not have to walk around to get there if you are in need of a coffee while walking through Central Park. To our left, we have Park Cafe, which is back again. It is a very similar size to what you'll find on the the newer generation Oasis Classic, Harmony, and Symphony, and Wonder. A little bit larger for you to accommodate, of course, the amount of guests. And of course, we have Bubbles, which is now the walk-up Prosecco and Champagne bar there in Central Park. That is a new venue for Royal Caribbean International. And as we make our way further aft on Deck 8, we have Lou's Jazz and Blues Club. This is a new venue for Royal Caribbean International, making its debut on Icon of the Seas, and it's exactly as it sounds. You're going to be hearing more of that jazz-style music throughout the night and throughout your cruise. So as we move further aft on Deck 8, of course, another look at Central Park with those higher end stores as well. And don't forget, all of these plants are live plants. There are no fake plants here. And of course, they do add in some sounds of birds chirping and crickets throughout the night to really give you that park effect. And now we are moving to Deck 8 aft. And of course, this is very exciting because this is the newest neighborhood on board Royal Caribbean International. This is Surfside. This is one of the first neighborhoods created specifically to accommodate families and to cater to families. That includes the staterooms that overlook the stores that you're going to find. There is a small slide, as you just see here to our right, that brings you from Deck 8 down to Deck 7. And here, as we move forward, you can see the whimsical themes. You already see that there's a new eatery right in front of us. A large arcade. Arcade, of course, is an additional cost, but anyone is welcome in the arcade. A carousel, of course, is making its debut on Icon of the Seas, following its predecessors from Oasis of the Seas. We have Surfside Eatery. This is an included eatery. It's very similar to the Windjammer, a smaller selection as it is a smaller space. But that way, families do not have to leave Surfside for the entire day if they don't wish to. A plethora of options, healthy options, some not so healthy options, but still, this is included with your cruise fare. Anyone is more than welcome to eat here, and of course, this is open to all guests. You don't have to have kids, you can just be a kid at heart. As we move forward, you can see, of course, Carousel back again on Icon, a little bit more whimsical than you're finding on the former ships there, like Oasis class. There is a very similar to a Lucky Climber, more of a jungle gym type area for open to all kids and open to all guests. I would be careful if I was a kid at heart. I would probably stay away from there. As a side, going forward from that, of course, you saw a new eatery as well, which is a walk-up window for you while your guests are playing right there in Splashaway Bay, which is now on Surfside. It is no longer located on the upper pool deck. So that is Splashaway Bay for the younger kids. And an additional restaurant, Pier 7, which is a upcharge restaurant. It offers a few items that will be additional. It does also offer items that are included. So you have the option to pop into Surfs to Pier 7 here throughout the day without having your kids have to be too far away from their small water park that you have here. And of course, any who do have small kids and have tried to get them away from Splashaway Bay before, it might be a little difficult, but now you no longer have to worry about that. As we move to the far aft of Icon, you did see the Water's Edge pool. That of course is there for kids and for adults. Of course, for adults who are watching their kids in Splashaway Bay now have the option to be in the pool as well, without having to be in Splashaway Bay area. Again, there are the Surfside Bites for you. That is an included eatery for you to grab and go. We have the Lemon Post bar. So now this is actually a bar. Half of it will be for adults to indulge in alcoholic beverages, and the other half will be non-alcoholic beverages for children. And they are pretty strict with children being on the side that does not have the alcohol. We did just pass the front door of the Ultimate Family Townhouse, and for those of us who can, it is an incredible accommodation offered on board Icon of the Seas, and does offer direct access to Surfside, as you could see. We also, as we pass Surfside Bites here, as you can see, there is Sprinkles, which of course is the soft serve, which you'll find on all Royal Caribbean ships. That is included with your cruise fare. And we're making our way now back toward the semi-mid center of Icon as we move forward. So now freeze framing here, if you continue going more toward the center on deck 7 toward midship, that's going to take you to an elevator lobby. If you continue up the stairs to deck 8, that will take you to Central Park and an elevator lobby. We're going to make our way down to deck 6 to where the entrance of the Royal Promenade will be. However, we're going to stop by Adventure Ocean, Playmakers, and Absolute Zero prior to. Here we do have Adventure Ocean. Adventure Ocean is open for kids on board Icon throughout the week. You're going to find a few of the returning Adventure Ocean fun that they have created throughout the years. We have, of course, the Adventure Ocean Theater that unfortunately was closed at the time, but they do have the Adventure Ocean Theater. And here we have where the majority of the Adventure Ocean children will be. Of course, with a youth staff aplenty to definitely to handle the higher volume of young passengers on board. We do have the Adventure Ocean Workshop, which has been on most Royal Caribbean ships with Adventure Ocean, dating back to Voyager of the Seas in 1999, where there are a lot of science projects that go on there. Definitely a great area for your kids to go if the adults are looking for a little bit of time to spend it on their own during vacation. Moving more, of course, we are still attached to Surfside. It's very easy to get to Surfside. We're going into the Adventure Ocean Babies. This is where the youngest cruisers will be able to go without their parents if need be. This is offered to the youngest of cruisers, the infants. And this, of course, all of these are included in the price of your cruise. And of course, there are additional options after hours, which are additional. This is for the toddlers as well. So you can see that they are separated into different age groups, so all kids feel comfortable. All right, now we're making our way back to this midship here. We're going into Playmakers. We are again on deck 6. We're entering into Playmakers. There is a new store leading into it. Playmakers is a specialty dining option for you. This is a la carte restaurant, so yes, it is included in the ultimate dining plan. It will just the money that you get per meal will be put toward the different a la carte items that you get. And if you do go over that, it will just be additional. Of course, it is included for the highest suite tier as well. And now we're making our way into Absolute Zero. This is the ice rink. It's of course larger than the previous ships to accommodate the amount of guests on Icon. It is a new, similar to like a roundabout theater. And it does feature Starburst, which is a new ice show for Icon of the Seas and for Royal Caribbean International. Now we're making our way up to deck 15. This is deck 15 aft. This is the Windjammer Marketplace, of course, a Royal Caribbean staple. This is going to be your buffet area. This is included for all guests in all room categories, all vacation packages. This is going to be the quickest dining option for the most part for you. So great on the on port days when you're trying to grab something quick and get into port. This is an option for you. It's a very large area. We're only seeing half of it. It does offer a very, very large variety of cuisine, and they do change it if you decide to eat dinner. They do change it throughout, and of course all the beverages that are offered in every cruise package is included in your cruise fare, and they do have a bar right in Windjammer, so you're able to grab a cocktail without leaving the Windjammer. And this is replicated on the other side as well. So this is a very large Windjammer. It's the largest in fleet, and it does accommodate the amount of guests that it needs to for Icon. Now we're going back. We're going to go through the elevator lobby and make our way to deck 15 midship. Well, this is mid-aft ship and into Chill Island, one of the newer neighborhoods on board, or it is the new neighborhood on board Icon of the Seas. We're starting with El Loco Fresh, which is included in your cruise package, and then the Cantina Fresca bar, which made her debut on Wonder of the Seas, is now making it on board to Icon as well. So we go through this included eatery for you. A lot new whimsical seating options and play areas for kids while you're there. We do have a larger jacuzzi for you. We're making our way more mid-forward of the vessel right now. Here we do have the Cove Pool. This is a nice infinity pool offered on board Icon of the Seas. As we move further forward on the ship here, you're going to see where Lime and Coconut begins for you. This will also have a sprinkles as well, so it's going to have one of the soft serve machines that is for all guests on board. It is included in your cruise fare. To the left, you did see an additional whirlpool, which you'll find many on board. Icon does offer 7 pools and 9 whirlpools on board to accommodate the 7,600 guests that she will be weekly. As we continue moving to mid-forward ship here, we're passing, there is of course table tennis on deck 14 hidden there, and we're making our way, we are going to cross over here. We're making our way to the starboard side on deck 15. As you can see, there's plenty of lounging area. This actually is a dining area, you see. This is right outside of the Aquadome, outside of Aquadome Marketplace. So there's plenty of outdoor seating for you. As you can see, a lot of new seating on board to really get in those Chill Island vibes that you're going to find on Coco Cay as well. We have the Lime and Coconut bar. It's about a 3-story venue on board Icon. There are many different bars when it comes to Lime and Coconut, and one which you see up there on deck 16 is actually going to be the new frozen cocktail bar that is without alcohol unless requested. So now we are moving further aft again, moving toward Thrill Island, which is another new neighborhood for Royal Caribbean International. Welcome to another new neighborhood for Royal Caribbean International, Thrill Island. Thrill Island does consist of the largest water park at sea, Category 6 water park. This is about 17,000 plus square feet. It has 6 full-size water slides. We have the Frightening Bolt, which is the tallest drop slide at sea. We have the Pressure Drop, which is the first open free fall slide at sea, and that's about 108 feet long. We have the Hurricane Hunter and Storm Surge. Those two are the first family raft slides at sea. And then we have the Storm Chasers, that racing duo at sea. One is 394 feet long, the other is 425 feet long. And of course, no Royal Caribbean water park would be complete without the iconic flow rider that first debuted on board Freedom of the Seas in 2006. This flow rider, of course, these flow riders have made their way on board Independence of the Seas, Liberty of the Seas, the entire Oasis class, and then, of course, back to the Voyager class as well, and is on board every Voyager class ship now that has been added since their debuts in the early 2000s. Now we're making our way, of course, continuing through Category 6 Water Park. There's more entrances to slides there. We're making our way. We see in the distance there, as we're walking right by, is Lost Dunes. This is, of course, the mini golf course on board Icon. Great thing to mention is that the mini golf course and Category 6 water park is open to all guests. It is included in your cruise fare. For every cabin category, whether you're staying in a family townhouse or if you're staying in the interior room, it is included for you. Here we have another new feature on board. This is the Hideaway. This is the adults only area, and it is now 18 plus. So this is the adults only area on board Icon of the Seas. This is a infinity pool that is the largest suspended pool at sea. There are rentable day beds here, which you did just see, both in the pool and along the edges. These are rentable. Aside from that, you can see there's much better loungers in this area for the adults. Could this area change the way it's laid out? It's possible with the change from Cloud 17 to the Hideaway being the adults only area. But as of right now, prior to the inaugural cruise, this is the layout of the Hideaway. Moving on, of course, no adults only area is going to be complete without a bar. There are restrooms for you, and of course the Hideaway bar does feature a new cocktail menu and a very large seating area for those guests, of course 18 plus, and this will be 18 plus all day, every day throughout the cruise. So this is open to guests, every guest on board the ship, and this is included in your cruise fare. But for those guests that are 18 plus, Royal Caribbean does ask for parents to not bring their children into this area. There's plenty of areas, of course, like Adventure Ocean, where your kids can go while you spend your adults only time in this area. So now moving onward, we're moving, of course, we're still at the aft on deck 16. We're moving to having a great view of Category 6 water park there. You can see the sheer size that the water park is. Of course, again, we have Lost Dunes Mini Golf, which again is open to guests of all ages and is included in your base fare, regardless of your room category. And now we are making our way up to a full-size sports court. And now, of course, pickleball is offered throughout the day. Basketball, there will be some volleyball in here as well. And this is part of your cruise fare as well. So this is hidden at the very top of the ship now, rather than in the middle of the activities area. We're making our way back down. Underneath the sports court here is a new eatery called Base Camp. Base Camp does have some included items, but also does have some specialty items that will be an upcharge for you. There's very few of those, and there are a lot of included items. You did just see, of course, we did pass a full bar for all of those of age. If we were to go more toward the center there, that is where Deserted Milkshake Bar is. However, we did skip it because of a commercial being filmed by Royal Caribbean International at the time. Now we're making our way. We see here, of course, we have Adrenaline Peak, which is a rock wall. And then we have Crown's Edge. Crown's Edge is essentially a small ropes course with a zip line that zips you over the edge of the ship in front of the iconic Crown and Anchor logo. So now we're making our way through. Crown's Edge is included on port days. On sea days, it is an additional charge which you can reserve in your cruise planner before or at the box office or on your app once you board the Icon of the Seas. So now we are moving forward. On board here. We're back into Chill Island. We're moving forward. We are going toward the Aquadome. Of course, we still have a ways to go. We're going toward the Aquadome, and as you can see, the small cabanas are those casitas that you're able to rent. They are for a fee. They are scattered throughout Chill Island. You can reserve those on your cruise planner prior to your cruise, which I do suggest. They do sell out. Or you can wait and potentially reserve them once you are on board, and you can reserve those for port days or for sea days. Again, they are an additional charge. And now, of course, we're making our way again forward on deck 16. So deck 16 here now features the first swim up bar at sea, Swim and Tonic. So Swim and Tonic is a very large swim up bar. It is not just the bar stools under the water. You have stools throughout the water there in that pool. That pool really is more for lounging than swimming. Plenty of areas to enjoy a cocktail without leaving the pool. Being able to really soak in those sea days. And here is a better view of Swim and Tonic and the very large area that it covers, the large pool that we have here. Of course, in addition to a whirlpool, which of course this does mean, of course, there are drinks allowed in this pool. We cannot speak for other pools, but for this pool where Swim and Tonic is, now we're making our way. We are at deck 16 forward. We did just pass Coastal Kitchen, which we will return to. We're now on deck 17 and into Cloud 17. Cloud 17 was originally going to be the adults only area on board Icon. Royal Caribbean did shift and decide to make this area open to guests of all ages and moved to the Hideaway to be the adults only area to really match that of Coco Cay, which now has the adults only area called the Hideaway. Here is the Cloud 17 pool, which is an infinity pool. Of course, we have Lime and the Coconut and another bar under the Lime and Coconut, of course, open to guests of age. They do also create non-alcoholic cocktails as well. So we're moving forward. Cloud 17 is a very large area. Of course, you can see with those nicer loungers. Again, we'll note this was the adults only area prior to this video. Now it is no longer the adults only area. Will we see these loungers shift? It's possible, but as of right now, Cloud 17 remains the same. We're going to speed up a little bit here, and we're going to work our way further aft on deck 17. If you continue forward, that would be the smoking only area. Now we're down to deck 16 and of course the deck 15 as we continue on. We're going to jump forward to deck 17. This is the Suite Sun Deck, the Grove. This is a new area. There is a grab and go dining area for guests in suite class. This includes all suites. A very large area for you here. It seems very populated right now. This is during a preview cruise that's open for the entire ship. So typically this area will be a lot less congested with many comfortable areas for seating. Of course, more whimsical, more of that chill, almost Coco Cay vibe. These beds here, these day beds, do not have to be reserved. That's included if you are a suite guest, but they're included in this area only. And there is an additional area, as you see. We're going to walk up to that small area there of deck 18 that continues the Groves Suite sun deck. It continues around, and you'll see you can get really great views of Chill Island on board Icon. Again, this area as well is still going to be suites only, as well as Pinnacle members of the loyalty program for Royal Caribbean International. So this area, again, suites and Pinnacle members only will be welcome into this area. We are now making our way down to deck 16 forward, so 2 decks under the Grove. We have the Coastal Kitchen. The Coastal Kitchen is the restaurant and lounge set aside specifically for suite guests and Pinnacle members of the loyalty program for Royal Caribbean International. This restaurant does serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner full service. Does have a full bar for you, and overlooks another new neighborhood on board Icon of the Seas, the Aquadome, which we will be going to soon. The Aquadome does feature the Aqua Theater, so there are front row seats for you if you are a suite guest or Pinnacle member. You can see from just about every area in Coastal Kitchen. You would be able to see the Aqua Theater as well during those shows and throughout the day. The Coastal Kitchen is 2 stories, so now we're making our way up to deck 17 forward. We are now making our way to deck 15 forward into the Aquadome. The Aquadome being one of the most technologically advanced neighborhoods at sea. It serves really as a very enlarged theater for the Aqua Theater here. There is a new Aqua show called Aqua Nation, which has made its debut on the January 27th sailing of Icon. We do have a very upscale jewelry store here on board Icon in the Aquadome. There is a direct entrance to the Aquadome Market, which is a food hall, Royal Caribbean's very first food hall, which is included in your cruise fare. Now, as you can see, there are still, in this video, there's a lot of rehearsal still going on, as this is very early in Icon's life. We're making our way through the Aquadome. We have Hook Seafood. Hook Seafood is a specialty restaurant that is a cover charge. It is a seafood-based restaurant. This is, of course, on many Royal Caribbean ships, but what we're here for is to make our way through Hooked and into the secret area here, one of the newest restaurants, which is Celebrations Table. As you can see, Celebrations Table accommodates very few guests, all part of the same party, or a few strangers meeting each other. This will be a very private dining area. It is not included in any of the dining plans or on any cruise fare, with the exception of a very high suite class. So this area is reservable. It is a specialty dining option for you on board Icon of the Seas here. Now, of course, we're going to walk past Hook Seafood that does have dining options right in the Aquadome. So, of course, if there's a show going on, you are able to sit in those areas for dinner. I would suggest making those reservations early and having the knowledge to know that there are tables that are out in the Aquadome themselves, which you can ask. They might be able to reserve that table specifically for you, but there are no promises. We're making our way forward into one of the aquapods that's part of the Overlook. So this aquapod area is open to all guests. It is not reservable. You're able to come at your leisure, have a cocktail, and watch sail away, of course on sea days or sail away from ports. This accommodates up to about 6 people, depending on how close you want to get. There are a few of these on board Icon. We're making our way down. This is still in the Aquadome, and we're going into the Overlook area a bit more. There is a full bar here for you. That is in the very forward of the ship, and this is the perfect name, is the Overlook, and that's exactly what it does. It overlooks the horizon for you. Of course, we just have a beautiful view of Port Miami and the construction at the MSC terminal, but this does have incredible views in different ports of call, and of course on a sea day. Now we have one of the newest bars on board, the Rye and Bean. This is located in the Aquadome. Of course, you can get your morning coffee here, or you can get a coffee-based cocktail. So that's one of the newest bars to the Royal Caribbean fleet. Of course, as you can see, more seating for the Aqua Theater here. There's a large variety of seating right around. There are bleacher-style seating. There are not backs on most of those chairs, except for the very far row. And we're going to make our way out of the Aqua Dome, and we're going to go into the front and here we are at the Aqua Dome Market. This is the front entrance to the Aqua Dome Market. Of course, there's hand washing stations for you, as you're going to find in most of the dining locations. This is actually a smaller area. This is a food hall. This is included in your base fare on board Icon of the Seas. There are about 6 options to choose from with dining. They are all included. They are allergy friendly. Of course, there is a walk-up bar for you, and that's the back entrance that goes right into the Aquadome. So again, this is Royal Caribbean International's first food hall with about 6 dining options for you, and this will be included in the base price of your cruise. Now we're going to move to some of the areas that we missed along the initial tour. We are on deck 3 aft. This is the main dining room on board Icon of the Seas. This is where you're going to be dining for most of your dinners. If you decide to stick with the included dining option, this will be one of the options you have. With that, will have the full 5-star white glove service for you, with the 3-course meals, of course, appetizers, entrees, desserts for you. So, in addition to this, now we're making our way into the Royal Theater. This is the top floor. This is deck 4 forward. Of course, the Royal Theater is featuring the Wizard of Oz Broadway show. This is one of the feature productions on board Icon of the Seas and in the Royal Theater. We are now on deck 3 forward, one of the 2 stories in the Royal Theater. We're making our way into the music hall. She is making her appearance on board Icon of the Seas. Music hall did debut on board Quantum of the Seas in 2004 and made its way to Anthem of the Seas, Ovation of the Seas, Odyssey, Spectrum, Symphony, Harmony, now on Oasis as well. This will be a after hours music / club. We'll see a lot of the tribute bands here. As we make our way up to deck 4, this is the back entrance to Casino Royale. Of course, one of the larger casinos at sea, being on board Icon of the Seas. It does feature many slot machines as well as table games. There is a smoking and non-smoking section with the casino bar directly in the middle. And we're making our way. We are currently directly under the Royal Promenade, making our way midship through the casino with direct access. So you will have direct access to the casino via the Royal Promenade with the escalators that go down from deck 5 to deck 4. They'll also have direct access from deck 4 from the dining room and deck 4 from the Royal Theater. So there's many ways that this casino is directly connected, kind of a seamless entry for you in any area of the ship. We're making our way up to deck 8 into one of the newest Royal Caribbean specialty dining options on board the Empire Supper Club. A very small venue that has a specific 8-course meal that is selected for you. It's similar to a chef's tasting, about 8 courses, and this is open for all guests who are in suites or purchase the specialty dining package or reserve a table in this venue. We're now making our way to the fitness center, which is located on deck 5 and 6. They are a bit different and a bit hidden to get to. On deck 5, you're going to work your way all the way forward via the running track. As you can see, there are a large variety of cardio machines for you, still with that ocean view, a plethora of weight machines, continuing on to additional cardio machines as well on both port and starboard sides of the ship. There are lockers, of course, for you to keep your items while in the gym if you wish. And then moving up to deck 6, we do have the consultation rooms, and we do have the spin room as well. There are cycle classes which are additional. They are not included in your cruise fare, which you can sign up for on the first day of your cruise and throughout your sailing as well. And then, of course, there is a boot camp area as well. Again, an additional charge for you, which you can sign up on the first day of your cruise. And now making our way, we are deck 6 forward. This is where the Crown Lounge, formerly known as the Diamond Lounge, and then the escape room. Escape room is additional for those on board. You can reserve this on the cruise planner, on your app, or the first day in the box office as well. And the Crown Lounge is open to Diamond members and above for the loyalty program. And one quick final bonus, our Vitality at Sea Spa is featuring, of course, to dry for the first blow dry bar at sea, which made her debut on Navigator of the Seas upon her amplification. Thermal suite is offered with the heated beds, and of course a barbershop for all to use as well. We hope you've enjoyed this tour of Icon of the Seas, the largest passenger ship afloat, now sailing from Miami on 7-night Eastern and Western Caribbean itineraries. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel here. Please visit cruiseshipcraze.com to learn more about Icon of the Seas and sign up for the member portal, which takes an email and first name only. And here you'll have access to deck plans, included dining, additional dining, to answer more of your questions about Icon of the Seas. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned as we feature the Icon of the Seas staterooms.